live here today, and we are definitely live, of course. It's going to be Arsenal versus Barcelona. Well, Arsenal have lost in their last round last week. Arsenal did actually lose to Barcelona 3-0 at Nou Camp last week, but can the mighty Arsenal end up scoring 4 goals to try and go through? They can't. They have to score 4 goals to beat Barcelona, to knock out Barcelona out of the Champions League. But for Barcelona, however, they're through. They have to win. They have to win 4-0. They have to win Arsenal. They have to win 4-0. So there you go. Champions League's on. Champions League. Arsenal versus Barcelona, and it's live. Arsenal have to. Arsenal have to beat Barcelona because, however, just so the guys let you guys all know that Arsenal have to win 4-0 tonight to go through and guarantee their spot in the semi-finals. They've got to beat Barcelona 4-0 because last week they lost 3-0 at the Nou Camp. This week they've got to win 4-0. So big ask for Arsenal fans, well, the Arsenal team. But can they beat Barca by 4 goals to 0 to guarantee their spot in the semi-finals of the Champions League? Can Arsenal do it? Come on, Arsenal, Arsenal. 4 goals they've got to score. Champions! Yeah, Arsenal have to win 4-0 at the Emirates. They've got to win 4-0 to go through. If it's 3-0, they're out. Barcelona got the 3 goals, didn't they, in the first leg? So they go through if they do end up getting 3-0 at the Emirates to the Arsenal. So they have to win 4-0 at the Emirates. So this is big. Their European hopes could come to an end. But however, Arsenal are top of the Premier League. Arsenal are top at 80 points. They did defeat Crystal Palace on Saturday. Actually, they actually beat Palace 3-0 at the Emirates. So maybe they might use that as a bit of encouragement, possibly, or motivation to try and turn this tie around. Possibly, they did beat Palace 3-0 on Saturday. They got to play this weekend as well in their game against Leicester in the Premier League away from home. But however, today they're up against Barcelona in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. So they have to win today. They got to win 4-0. They have to beat Barcelona by 4 goals to guarantee their place in the semi. They can't concede tonight at all. Otherwise, they're out. Arsenal will be dangerous for Arsenal. They're in danger otherwise to be eliminated. But Arsenal are top of the Premier League. They will be qualifying for next season's campaign. They did win against Palace on the weekend to actually get a spot for next season's Champions League. So they did win against Palace on Saturday to qualify for Champions League football. And also, they are top of the Premier League at the moment. So can they go win that and then still win the Champions League? Spurs have reached the semi-final. They knocked out Chesco Blue Tigers by 3 goals to 1. Imagine if Spurs will be the first North London team to win the Champions League before Arsenal. That would be sad, that would be. But the Premier League is also big as well for the Gunners as well if they win that. It would probably be a 50-50 season for the Arsenal. If you have Spurs winning the Champions League before the Arsenal actually won it, then that will be a bit of a blow. But we'll see. They've got to win 4-0 tonight. Arsenal FC, we're the far the greatest team that world has ever seen. That is Arsenal. Oh, God. Arsenal FC. We're the far the greatest team that world has ever seen. Arsenal, 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 Arsenal. And obviously the Spurs fans will be very, very happy that they're through to the semi-finals last night. They beat Chelsea Blue Tigers in the semi-final, in the quarter-finals yesterday. So Spurs do qualify for the semis in May. But can Arsenal join them though? But I don't think they will because they have to win 4-0 tonight. They've got to beat Barcelona by a margin of goals. They did beat Palace 3-0 on the weekend, but can they beat Barca by a loads of goals here tonight? If they concede, then it's all over, I really reckon. I don't really reckon they're going to catch up to them if they concede a goal. And there's a chance for header. Now is a chance now Payet. Arsenal. I remember when Arsenal actually beat Barcelona 2-1 at the Emirates in 2011 when Pep Guardiola was a manager at Barcelona and Arsene Wenger was manager of Arsenal. I remember Arshavin scored that great goal he scored. And I remember that moment, and that was my best Champions League moment of all time for Arsenal. As the boss man supports Arsenal, the boss man's favourite memory of Arsenal is when they beat Barcelona 2-1 at the Emirates in 2011, and that was when Arshavin was scored that great goal in that end, where the keeper's taking the goal kick right now. He's like Arshavin, and he scored a great goal. And then Van Persie was playing for Arsenal. Fabregas played for them as well at the time. Walcott, Jack Wilshere was 19 at the time. He was a good player at the time as well in 2011. That was like another 8. It was a chance for a shot here for Barcelona. And that could have been a little bit of something right there. And De Gea saves it for Arsenal now. So it's going to be out for a goal, a goal kick. Can Arsenal bring that memory back tonight? Can they turn this tie around to make it 4-0 and maybe knock out Barcelona? Because even though Barcelona always knock out Arsenal loads of times, like in the final, even in 2006 as well, they played in the final. They got a goal by Sol Campbell. And then Jens Lehmann got sent off because he took out, I think, Eto'o, I believe. And then Emmanuel Almunia was in goal. And the chance here for a save there from De Gea. And then Almunia was in goal, and then they lost the game 2-1 at the end, and then Barcelona were the ones who became Champions League winners. Imagine if Spurs win it this year, and Arsenal lose in the semi-finals. That would be big for them. It'd be a bit of a disgrace. It will probably be in European terms because you see their next door rivals Spurs, who never won nothing as much than Arsenal have in the last 20 years, go and be lucky in this campaign and win the Champions League. That'll be insane. That'll be. But at the moment, Barcelona have been dominating this game at the moment. Arsenal have been trying to maybe get towards them, but Barcelona have been all over them in the game. Now, Vardy now. Okay, that was not very, very good. They've got to play Leicester on Saturday in the Premier League at the King Power. The chance here. Yeah, I think Arsenal will definitely win that game. He's off. Yellow card. So it's not been as great. They've got to get 4 goals, but I don't reckon they will now. It's half time anyway, soon. There's a chance for a free kick, and it's wide. Or no, it's not. It's not wide, but it's hit one of the players in the head. So it's a corner kick, hit the wall. So corner. Oh, that was about to be on target, but it was wide. If they can get a goal before half time, then maybe there's a possibility, but I don't think they probably will. Arsenal are a little bit slower, I reckon, when they have the ball. Before half-time, It's all over. Third half-time. It's Arsenal 0, Barcelona 0. Aggregate score, Arsenal 0, Barcelona 3. So it's been pretty much been a 0-0 game, but Barcelona have been dominating this game. We know that this game, Barcelona knows that they're going to go through. Barcelona knows that they're going to qualify for the semi-finals of the UEFA Champions League. I know they're going to do it. Barcelona. You can just tell because Arsenal are not going to end up scoring 4 goals, aren't they? And they against one of the best teams in the world, or the best teams in Europe, by far. Now we're kicking off the second half now at the moment. Now Tierra possible back to De Gea now. Header away. Now Castro. Great here, this is. Good football there for Barcelona. Good soccer, let's like that. Let's call it like that. Anyway, now Vardy with the ball here for Arsenal. Good defending there from PK. Now it's Paulinho. Now is Barbares. He scored a great goal against Leverkusen in their last game in the Champions League. It's going to be a throw-in now for Barca. Even though Arsenal knocked out Real Madrid in their last round, they played Real Madrid in the Champions League and they won 1-0 at the Emirates in the first leg. And when they went to the Santiago Bernabeu, they actually hanged on to 0-0 and they actually won on aggregate. Arsenal did, and that's why they progressed into the quarterfinals because of it. I thought Real Madrid might knock them out, but they could have done it with Barcelona. But Barcelona did went to the Nou Camp play in the first leg, to be fair, and they did well in that game. So I don't really think they got another nearly half an hour left of the game. So got now TEW next on Total Elite Wrestling in the RSE just next after this match. Now Iwobi now, it's Gondozi now for Arsenal. Now it's Koscielny with the ball here. Now to Denis Suarez, now Gondozi. Now Arsenal now been going to the counter-attack here. Good slide tackle. Won the ball there. I think Denis Suarez was the one who scored that goal against Real Madrid in the round of 16. That goal put them through to the quarters. And that was that goal. I think it was Suarez was the one who scored that goal against Real Madrid. And there's a chance for Iwobi here. Guendouzi. Goal! And Arsenal scored. And Mandzukic. Mario Mandzukic just strikes it home. And we know that Arsenal have to score 3 more goals to qualify. They have to score all 4 today. Now they've got to get 3 remaining now. They've got to get 3 goals before 20 minutes of the game. But I don't really think that Arsenal can go and catch up to Barca now. But 1-0 Arsenal. And it's 3-1 to Barcelona on aggregate. Good ball here. It's Arsenal. Yeah, I think the Arsenal fans can be a bit entertained. It might be their last European night until next year. They're really qualified for next year anyway for the Champions League because they beat Palace on Saturday. So they're through anyway. But if they can get knocked out today, it doesn't really matter because they're going to be playing it next season anyway, Arsenal. But at least they progressed and knocked out Real Madrid. That's pretty much a good season for them. But the bad news would probably be that Spurs might end up winning this competition, or Suarez could have scored there. Imagine if they end up catching up and they can get the 4 goals. Then we can see a little bit of drama between a possible. Well, Arsenal did very, very well in this game by a 1 narrow win against Barcelona. But they do probably head out of this competition. Now, Iwobi. Oh, no, wide. Arsenal. Now it's a chance for Boateng. Found space here for Rafan. Oh, the guy saves it. Arsenal FC. Yeah, I can see how Barcelona will be the ones who will be progressing into the semi-finals of the Champions League. It'll be Tottenham, Barcelona, Goldfield and Georgia United. 2 Republican teams will be in the draw on Friday. And it seems like Arsenal will be out of this competition. So it might be a goal possibly here for Barcelona. But 3-1 in aggregate. And it's all over. Arsenal do take the result here today. But the bad news is they don't take the whole aggregate score into the semi-finals. They are out of the semi-finals of the UEFA Champions League. And they won't be playing, they won't be participating in the next round. They might have won today, but they didn't get the advantage because they got 3 goals they conceded in that first leg at the Nou Camp. And they found it hard to try and get the other 3. So unfortunately, Arsenal's Champions League run comes to an end here today. And they lost by 3-1 on aggregate and 1-0 as a win today against Barcelona. So well done to Barca as a qualifier, but unfortunately unlucky to Arsenal. They tried, but they're out. They're out, and they won't be playing in the next round, unfortunately. So well done to Barca. Bad news for Arsenal. They tried. That's all they asked for.